What's up, everybody? I am here with Leon Ruffin. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So first and foremost, we are here for Royal Rumble weekend, but we are here at Nap Combat Crossroads. Again, told you guys, tongue tweezer. And I even said it wrong, tongue teaser. What do you love most about festivals like this, where we have 11 shows throughout the whole weekend, where people can see other people wrestling?
I think the best part of it is giving fans who are strictly WWE fans, because you know what it's like for fans who only watch the product. I think it's cool to give them other options to see other wrestlers, trying to come up as well. Because I mean, if you love something, go to the local scene of it and you'll be surprised who you can see, and you'll be surprised where they go. So they have access to a lot more wrestling than they may have, because like the Rumble is, you got SmackDown, then they have the Rumble, but like it was wrestling early this morning, wrestling at 11, that's a lot of wrestling for people.
Until 1 a.m.
So that's wrestling for anybody who wants more wrestling live than what they're getting, and closer than how you where you would be if you did go to a big event like a Rumble.
Yeah. So, what is the most challenging thing you had to learn in professional wrestling?
Most challenging thing. Patience and working hard.
Okay.
And you can get by on confidence. You can get by on you're naturally athletic. You're naturally gifted, but it comes at a really big cost. Yeah. So I would say the dedication to work hard and actually train, actually get your cardio up, understanding your character, more of that.
Yeah. Excuse me. What is the best advice you've been given since since wrestling?
When Shawn Michaels was like, you're an underdog. That's who you are, and okay, if we being honest, I feel like I'm a TV wrestler. I feel like I was made for TV. I was made for being somebody to go put out a product that, furthers the storyline or whatever. And when Shawn was like, you're an underdog, I'm like, I'm not the biggest, I'm not the tallest, but it's not a curse. I'm blessed with this size. I'm blessed with the agility that I have. So being an underdog is like, at my core, is like who my character really is. Yeah. And when he said that, I was like, nah, it really is who I am. So I can shy away from that, and I want to be more, I want people to think I'm stronger or tougher. I could, but I feel like it's doing myself a disservice when naturally I give off underdog vibes, so I felt like that was just because I really started leaning into how can I have more underdog matches to get the crowd into it, because you saw it tonight, I came out to no pop.
That's true.
And I mean, this is my first time wrestling in Indiana. Then not a lot of people know me, but by the end of it, when I won the match, they were so into it. Yeah. And it was because of the story that I told. They was able to understand, okay, this guy isn't as strong as his opponent. That's why I was getting beat up. But they was like, but I kind of wanted to win.
That brings back a quote that Jim Cornette said, and I know a lot of people don't like Jim Cornette, but his explanation of what professional wrestling was is you see somebody on the side of the road, a big guy and a small guy, and you see the big guy welling on him, but the little dude, and then all of a sudden the little dude just starts welling on the big guy, and he's starting to turn it. It's then you might want to pay for that if you know him. It's that's, in a paraphrase, professional wrestling.
No, and I agree, because we have to put on a display of a physical combat sport. You know what I'm saying? And you want it to be as real as possible, but this is an art. The people have to understand that he's bigger than me by lifting me up over his head. It wouldn't happen in the real fight, but you understand his strength by him picking me up over my head. And I feel like that is true, but it's not as real life as people try to make it. It's still an art form, so you have to exaggerate. You have to, do a lot more so people who aren't wrestling fans or people who don't know what's going on will understand it. Because you see a regular fight, somebody just knocked out, you didn't see them get knocked out. You just know that they're knocked out. But like with pro wrestling, if you see them falling, they're holding their chin, you know something happened to the chin and stuff like that to get people to register and understand. I know I'm just going on.
No, that's perfect. How did your family and friends feel when you told them that you were going to start professional wrestling?
We'll start with my family. We'll start with my immediate family. I'm 28 now.
Okay.
And I'm married, so I'm a lot, more mature in mind than I was when I first started. And at the end of the day, my parents were scared for me to go out to try something that there's no guarantee for. My dad, at the end of the day, he just wanted a family. He tried to do the rapid thing, but he didn't want it as much as he wanted a family. So when he was done with that, that was, fine. My mom she really wanted to work for Delta. She really thought that was a cool job to have, and she's finally working there. But so they didn't have any dreams of doing anything that wasn't concrete, that wasn't a concrete paycheck. So when I first started, it was just a fear. Like they were against it because they were afraid. And then as I'm doing shows, as they come and they see me, or they see like my dad, I told him like, you can look my name up on Twitter and see stuff. Like, so once he started seeing that, and they started getting more into it, and then I got signed, and then they were, I won the title. Then they was just like, oh yeah, we believed the whole time, and they did. They were just they were just afraid.
What is your favorite match that you've ever had since professional wrestling, like being in the wrestling business?
All right, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna cry.
Oh, no!
I'm gonna be honest with you, but the best match I had was when I won the North American title.
I remember watching that.
It changed my life. Like, it changed my life. It changed the way Hunter and Sean, it changed the way they viewed me. I saw just randomly some soccer player turn on his Instagram notifications, right? And his phone was just filled. So before I won it, I was like, I don't want my phone to be blocked, so let me turn mine off. But me not knowing or not thinking, I won that title. I went from 2,000 followers to 15 to 20 to 25 to 30. I got that trading card. Sorry, I didn't mean to speak. I got that trading card. Sean, a lot of people backstage started to know who I am, and they started to know my wife. So it was, that was cool. The messages I got from fans and from other wrestlers was really cool. The video of my mom crying when I won, when her telling me like she felt like a kid she has never been, that was it was a really, really good time for me. So that's my favorite match.
I love to hear that. What do you respect most about professional wrestling?
I respect, because wrestling is an art. I respect how there are so many ways to do professional wrestling. Like, there's so many. Whatever you're a fan of, you can find it in wrestling. Like, you have people who are fans of deathmatch. You have people who are fans of comedy, of storytelling, of technical wrestling. But there's just so many different ways to do professional wrestling that I think was really cool. Like, COVID, we started to do with the no crowds. And
that was a weird time, especially before you guys got the Thunderdome, when it was just nobody in there, and you could hear like everything that you guys were like just doing. And I'm gonna toot my own horn, but but I mean, when you're a professional, your job is to go out there to perform. So people like, we missed the fans, and we did, but me personally, my job was to go out there to give wrestling to who was just viewing it. So fans weren't be there, but I was still scheduled to compete. You know what I'm saying? So, and even a way to, and I did it as a job. I mean, come on, like, even getting over as a job just during COVID, like that, that was a new way of wrestling that people, wasn't really used to. So to do that and to kind of capitalize on that, but that ties into how many different ways you can do wrestling. Like, at the end of the day, people want to see competition and they want to get lost in it. Love it. All right, now I'm gonna do some rapid questions. First thing that comes to mind, just blurt it out.
Okay.
Favorite wrestler?
Matt Hardy.
Favorite food?
First thing. Chicken Alfredo.
Favorite wrestling match
Of mine, or like that I've ever seen?
that you've ever seen?
When Kofi won the WWE title.
Do you watch anime?
I do not.
You probably should.
Okay. So hold on. It's not that I don't. Well, I don't. But it's not that I'm like anti-anime.
Yeah.
I haven't had a recommendation that I'm like into. So I realized like not into Dragon Ball Z. But that Studio
Ghibli?
Yeah, like the way that they did their art design,
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, nah, I'm into that. But I don't know what movies are, honestly don't even know what the studio is. I don't know if that's like the company, they make different shows, or if it's just that's
Studio
the name.
Ghibli is the name of the production company.
Okay.
And then they just make multiple movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they make movies?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I thought they were making like episodes and
No,
Okay.
most of their stuff is movies.
And then I'm not gonna lie. Now that I'm wrestling, I was like, nah, I think anime is a good is I can see why so many wrestlers watch it. There's so many there's so many moves you can bring from there into wrestling. And I think that'll help you
Even
stand out.
Tiger Mask is a really good
What was I gonna say? Well, go ahead.
great. Now, favorite NBA team?
I'm going to say the Pistons because I'm from Detroit.
Yup.
But
Fuck Ohio State.
But I ain't into sports like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Do you play video games?
Yeah, I play video games. I like Mortal Kombat. I like Hitman. I like strategic games.
Okay.
And like brain teasers.
And the final question, anybody out from the audience, do you have a question for him?
Do you love Bianca Belair?
Well, I mean, he is married to your
But if
favorite
you're
referee.
asking if I like her as a person, yes, she's really cool.
Are you really?
Yeah.
But thank you.
No, thank you for having me.
I just met JBL and Farouk a couple of weeks ago. I had a conversation with Chavo Guerrero, and I've had conversations with Shelton Benjamin and Piper Niven. So every time I meet somebody that's of that caliber, or has been doing this for decades and stuff like that on the level that I want to do it on, I always ask them for advice. And one of the coolest things that I've noticed is nobody ever has the same answer. Nobody.